Mad King Ludwig, which is basically made by the same people who did Suburbia. A lot of people prefer this game. I like them both equally because they're different enough where I like them both. But this one is pretty hilarious fun.
Yeah, I actually think the people might like this one better because there's no obvious like super combo like in Suburbia.
It's true, and you don't have to. One of the nice things, or one of the challenging things about Suburbia is you're having to kind of keep track of your tiles as well as everyone else's tiles. In this one, you build a funky castle and you get points at the same time. That's it. There's no, if Beth builds a chamber, I suddenly get points in my hallway. It's not like that. Whereas, Suburbia kind of is like that. So it's a little bit less fiddly. And it's more freeform, I think, because you're really building some wacky kind of looking castles, which I think is hilarious fun. But at the same time, there's some aspects of Suburbia that I really enjoy. So that's why I have both games. Some people will only own one of them. They pick one or the other. Those of you who have room in your house for multiple games, I recommend both of them. They're really great. And this one's really fun, too. So before we start, we're going to roll off to see who goes first to be the Master Builder first. That's who gets this lovely local castle, which... One of these days I'm going to remember to look up and see where the camera is before I start waving crap around. Because I'm like, ooh, look at this. You can't see anything because I'm like waving it in front of the microphone. But yeah, that. So, 19. Ooh. Right on. Maybe I'll be the first Master Builder. Perhaps still. I mean, the likelihood of somebody rolling a 20. Although I rolled 20s last night over and over again as DM.
Oh, well.
Oh, it's a tie. Oh, no. Now I'm doomed.
He did what you were doing.
Yep, rolling 20s. Oh! But I still go first as a 2.
Oh. No, it's just because you jinxed yourself because you would have rolled the 20 if you hadn't said, well, the likelihood of anyone rolling a 20
is unlikely because I said so. Okay, so here's how the point track is going to work here, Ian, to start. I will start on 0 as the Master Builder. My color is red. So if you can put me on the 0.
Sure.
And then Aaron is going to start on 1. Beth is going to start on 2. And you're going to start on 3.
Okay.
The game does a really good job balancing as far as how you start and things like that. And then the next thing we're going to do is bring out the first tiles. So, actually, if you want to draw these, Aaron, and just discard them, since you're closer.
100s.
Okay, so that goes out.
I'm drawing one for each one.
Yeah, we're going to draw 7 total.
Okay, 400.
Thank you.
450.
Thank you, ma'am.
250.
That is that one.
200.
Thank you.
500.
Ooh. Finally, some big rooms.
300.
And then a not so big kind of corner. Perfect. Lovely. This is going to make some sense in a second. I'm probably going to change the order of this at some point.
That's
Which is what the Master Builder can do. Put this up where everybody can see that it's on this side. This is your foyer. This is where you start your building. It's like Alhambra in a way because where you start from the fountain. Just kind of put that in a visible space on camera. Get up a little bit. And we all start out with 15,000 money, which I'm going to try to get off of the way, yeah. And then perfect, yeah, I think. You can move yours up a little bit, Aaron, just because you'll probably build down as well, too. There we go. We can kind of move around as we need to.
Mm-hmm.
So, what we do this game, I can't remember, Beth, have you ever played Suburbia, where you kind of buy a tile, you place it, and you build like a little SimCity kind of deal?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
Okay. Then I'm not going to continue to compare it to Suburbia, because you're going to be like, the hell are you talking about?
I'm like that most of the game, so it's fine.
Okay. Normally what we're going to do is every turn, whoever the Master Builder is, so I'm the Master Builder this turn, Aaron will be next turn, you draw these room cards based on the number of empty spaces. So as stuff gets bought, we're going to buy some room cards. Draw some room cards and place them in the empty spaces. Then the Master Builder has the opportunity to change the order. So if you notice, each of these has a cost at the top. So in order to buy this tile, it would cost you 8,000 money. So I can rearrange this based on likely I think folks are going to buy a specific tile. So I might think, this is a bigger tile, maybe somebody wants this for whatever reason, and it'll make more sense if I explain the rules, like why you would buy certain tiles. But I could be like, well, I want to make that more expensive. Or maybe I want somebody to buy it, and so I'll make it less expensive. Because when you purchase your tiles during your turn, you'll buy one tile and place it. When you do that, you pay the master builder. The master builder, when they buy, they pay the bank. So that goes into the coins that you have up there. But that's why it can be pretty strategic how you might want to save a tile for yourself so you make it really expensive because you know you're going to get paid for everything else. Or you may make it something a little bit less expensive if you know it's going to get bought, so that you can make some money. So it depends on, and you also want to look at what people are building too, because if you think they're going to get like a combo bonus for points, you want to make it really expensive. In which case, if they go for those points, you're going to make bank. So that's kind of the benefit. So essentially, the start of the turn, or start of each turn, the master builder is going to draw cards, or we could have Aaron draw the cards for you, place out the tiles for the emptiness, then you rearrange as you wish. If you don't need to draw tiles, let's say nobody buys, we all pass, because if you pass, you get money. Anytime you pass, you get 5,000 from the bank. So if you don't buy a tile, just take 5,000. Do you want me to turn the heat on?
No, I just for some reason I'm shivering. So.
Well, I turned the heat down a little bit
because it was open when I got here, so I letting the cats in and out.
Yeah.
So I closed it down, but I left it.
I know I'm not cold. I just don't know why I'm shaking. So.
Oh, okay. Well, if anybody does get a little bit cool, let me know, because I did turn the heat down a little bit because it was warmer this afternoon. So back on track. Sorry, I didn't mean to sidewind about heat. But so if you pass, the master builder doesn't get the money. You get the money. So you get 5,000. Let's say we all passed. And the tiles did not get purchased. The next master builder does have the opportunity to rearrange them. So even if you're not placing any new tiles from draws, you always get the opportunity to rearrange, or choose not to. It's up to you. It could be that the previous master builder made a pretty good arrangement. You want to keep it. So that's what the two things that you do if you brain cramp. If you want to as a master builder. If you draw a card and there's no room tiles left, because if you notice we have a limited number of room tiles, just simply draw another card until it's full. And then each player, starting with the person to the left of the master builder, so technically Aaron will be first player this turn, they choose one of the price rooms or a hallway or stairs. So up top there, for 3,000, those never change. We've got staircase, which are those teeny ones, upstairs hallway, which is the light gray, and then downstairs hallway, which is the dark gray. Those are double-sided, so if we run out of downstairs hallways, for example, you can buy an upstairs hallway and just flip it over. Okay. I'm not sure why they have two designations for. I think maybe to make the gameplay faster, because I'm not sure. But they did that. I think everything was double-sided anyway, so they just figured why not do it that way, because it's easier. So the prices of those never change. Obviously, the price of the room tiles do. We will always call these room tiles. So if you have a bonus, for example, that mentions counting all of your room tiles, staircases and hallways count. Okay. Those are considered room tiles. They're just different types. So hopefully that makes sense. And then any time that a room tile is not purchased from the board, before the next turn starts, we need to add 1,000 money to it, even if it already has money. The cool thing about it having 1,000 on it is whoever purchases that room tile gets that money. You can even use that money towards the purchase of the tile. So if, for example, this one had $1,000 on it, somebody's basically getting that for free if they want it.
Okay.
So just be aware, if it has money on it and you have enough money combined with the money that's on the tile to buy it, you get to take it. Nice. So that's another thing to think about. It will continue to accrue money until it is purchased. Which is lovely. Now, keep in mind if you purchase like say Aaron purchases this one and it had 1,000 on it, he would pay me the 7 and also the 1,000 from this. It wouldn't go to the bank. If I purchase something as the master builder, it all goes to the bank. I know I just said that, but I wanted to make sure it was clear. When you purchase a room, it's placed immediately. So this isn't like Alhambra where you have like a kind of a sidebar where you can place tiles and later work them into your city. It must be placed immediately. So you want to make sure you're careful about your purchases because you have to be able to place them. Yep. So here's the rules for placing one. at least one entrance from the new room, and by room I mean anything. So that includes hallways. And if you notice, if you look on the hallways, there are a lot of like little entrances and side things you can line stuff up with, so you can really customize how your castle looks. And you can connect multiple rooms to your hallways depending on how big the rooms are. Now, when you place a room, if you notice, these have kind of, this one's a dark one. Let's not be that dumb, Sarah. Let's pick something brighter that people can actually see. These have all of these kind of entrances. Well, actually, sorry, there's one down here. So when you place it, one entrance of the room must connect to another entrance. Right? Now, if you place this against another room and it blocks it off, let's say this is an illegal placement. Let's pretend I had some weird hallway going here, and when I placed this purple room, it ended up creating like a blocked door. It's okay as long as at least one of my entrances match. Does that kind of make sense? You have to follow the rules with at least the primary placement, even if it blocks off an entrance later. And as long as that other room connects to something by one of its entrances, so that you have a continual flow to everything, you can't basically block off.
You can't turn any tile into an illegal tile with your placement.
Correct. You need to be able to travel to all the tiles through your hallways, through your rooms. You can't have just like a room that's like blocked off completely. So, and you have to kind of bridge them off of each other. But if you do kind of block off some doors, it is okay as long as there's always a pathway through your foyer at some point. So it is kind of similar to
It's a mad castle.
Humber.
You can have dead ends.
Yeah, absolutely. Just think of the Winchester Mansion. It's kind of like that. Now, if you notice, your foyer has like kind of just three. So if you want to, you can change it up however you want based on how you build as you go. Once you build, though, it's kind of stuck there. So just think of how you want to do it. Like if I don't want to build up at all, like right away, so I can move my thing up higher, I'll do it that way. But you can do it any way you want. Room tiles may never overlap each other. So if you have a big tile that you want to place and there's just not enough room for it, period, there's not enough room for it. So they don't overlap, if that makes sense. The rooms can be placed in any 90-degree orientation. And then if you notice, round rooms have entrances along kind of 90-degree edges. So we've got, this one's a little bit hard to see because it's dark, but you've got an entrance here, one here, one here. It's kind of like a cross. There is no entrance on this side. You can orient them any way you want, as long as you're not overlapping tiles, or of course not matching to an entrance somehow of another previous tile that you're putting it together to. And you can align entrances to walls like I just described, as long as that first rule is obeyed. Your castle must always have at least one external entrance, not just an entrance that leads to an enclosed area. So you do have to have a way out of the castle, and you can build that way any way you want. Like your entrance can become bigger and bigger and bigger, as long as there's a way out. So you can't basically lock everybody in forever. It's not a murder
But the way out
house.
doesn't have to be from the foyer. It can be from
Does not have to be from the foyer. It might start out from the foyer based on how you're building it, and your entrance can move. Again, Winchester Mansion. It can be like that. It can move as long as you have some kind of way out as you build up and say, okay, well, we're going to have this courtyard over here, and that's all fenced in, so suddenly our entrance is into the bedroom. That's okay. It's up to you if you want people just walking in and out that way.
So just so I understand, is it a thing like Steampunk Rally to a certain extent where you can rearrange them as you need to, or is it that they have to keep building off to each other?
And you have to keep in mind, you must always have that entrance out. You can't have, you have to have, it's not like that where you can kind of take your machine apart and put it together. So it's basically like the Winchester Mansion still, because she built constantly onto the house. I don't think there's any demolition. It was constantly building up and building out.
How do you have an exit to the outside unless you have an outside?
As long as you have a door.
No, there's always a door.
So there has to be a door that's open.
Yeah,
Because right now this is an entrance to the outside.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
But when you build some rooms, you want to make sure at least some way out still exists.
You don't want to have a one-door room on each side of your floor.
Right.
Because then there's no way.
People have to paratroop in from the roof, and that just doesn't work in medieval times. They didn't have helicopters back then.
You can fly on a rock.
I don't know. It depends. Well, medieval, it was the Renaissance when the first ones were.
Yeah.
They can be catapulted.
They could.
Just trebuchet them. Just launch them. I'm sure that happened at least once.
If the orcs can
How
do
exactly
that
did you get in there?
with goblins,
See that big thing over there? Just sit there for a sec. We'll get you in there.
That looks like a spoon. Just hop it.
It's perfectly comfortable. Just put a chair in it. Downstairs rooms and downstairs hallways. I don't know if we have any down. I think
That's
this one's
downstairs.
Yeah, it says dungeon, and it will show you a little icon on the bottom that has a stairway going down that tells you it's a downstairs room. and we'll talk about icons in a second, but that's one way to tell. And they're usually a little bit darker. Obviously, this one's black, but like there'll be some that are kind of like a deeper green, some of them are like a gray color. You'll definitely know which ones are downstairs, because even the downstairs hallways are a darker gray. But those have to be okay. So the downstairs rooms and downstairs hallways may only connect to upstairs rooms via stairs, which are those little teeny icons. So when we run out of those, and a bunch of downstairs tiles come up, this happened. We've had that happen.
Yep.
Ashley basically built a mega dungeon and took all the stairs.
Yeah.
So the rest of us were like, kind of want to have a basement, but we couldn't because we had no way to get down.
I had a basement, but I had completely enclosed it, so I had nowhere to expand.
It was basically like a root cellar, essentially. I had no basement at all, so, if there was a tornado, we were screwed.
And then it became a who can deprive who of hallways.
That was how I remember that. And then Sue had all those hallways. Her castle
So
was
basically, the
hilarious.
first 10 rounds are just going to be us buying a bunch of hallways and stairs, and then we'll build it.
We thought we were going to do that. We ended up not doing that at all. I mean, the only reason why Ashley kept on buying downstairs because it's all she could afford.
At the previous buildmaster would make the downstairs super expensive, and when it was her turn to build, she would finally be able to redo it, to put it down to where she can get it for free. Pick
So
it
she
up.
had basically a bedroom, a kitchen, and then dungeon.
Yeah.
You did not want to go to her house unless you were of a sort who enjoyed those sorts of things. In which case, party all the time. I mean, she just had this. It was a massive dungeon. It was actually pretty cool. It was not very big, but it was all. It seemed on the outside safe until you show up and you're like, oh, it's a great kitchen. Okay. Where's the living room?
where's
She's
the rest
like,
of
oh,
your place?"
downstairs.
Yeah.
just go down the stairs. It was pretty funny. And then mine was just drunk. Okay, so so it can only be connected to upstairs rooms via the stairs. Downstairs rooms may be adjacent, so walls touching with upstairs rooms, but entrances from downstairs and downstairs hallway rooms may not connect to the entrance of other upstairs rooms.
Right, I see.
So you have to be really careful how you place those. That's it's almost the opposite of the rule number 1, where they have to be. In this case, they can't be. They have to be connected to entrances for themselves.
Right.
But you can't connect them. There's no secret doors, basically, I guess is how we should say it. It'd be awesome if there were.
Yep.
There's an expansion called Secrets, which I haven't bought yet. I wonder if that adds secret doors.
It might.
And then no rooms may be adjacent to the top fenced edge of an outdoor room. I don't know. Here we go. We do have an outdoor room right here. You can't really see it very much on camera. It looks like just a black line, but this is actually looks like railroad tracks to us. This is the outside fence. So you can't have rooms adjacent to it, connecting to it. I mean, they can bump up against it, but you can't have a path to that, if that makes sense. So I couldn't do like that.
Yeah.
Right.
You have to be
That doesn't count as an entrance, basically.
correct. And so, actually, I think they can't be adjacent at all because it has to have a view out through the fence, is what they're saying. So no rooms may be adjacent to an outdoor room.
Not even another outside.
So I couldn't place any room there in any way around that because you want people to be able to view through the fence.
Right.
Which makes sense. If you cannot place a room legally, you cannot purchase it. Obviously, it's going to be hard to keep track of everything. So if you buy it and you find that you can't place it, just put it right back where you got it, take your money back, and buy a different room. I think we should have mulligans for that because
Well, yeah.
there's just no way.
The rules itself also says.
I think they pretty much say, because I mean, if you bought it and you need to rewind, what are you going to do? Just
Well, the thing is
leave
you
it?
can't really. As cramped as your castle gets, you can't just I know I can fit that in there and then find out you can't.
True. That makes sense. And then if you notice, on your kind of help card, it tells you, everything's color-coded. So green is outdoor, and there's room completion rewards. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but essentially green is your outdoor stuff. This brownish with the brick around it is activity area, stages, like an inn.
Yeah.
Yep, is that a ballroom?
It's a forum.
Oh, forum. And then you have your corridors, which are gray. Living areas like bedrooms and stuff like that are the purple. Yellow is food places. And then the black is the downstairs, and blue is sleeping quarters. Okay. And then of course that's what these symbols mean as well. So Z is sleeping quarters. A cup is food. Outdoors, this little tree thing. Activities is the guitar. Utility, which we don't have yet, looks like kind of checkered orange, and it has an anvil on it. Living has fire. Downstairs has stairs. Corridors are just like a slash line. and the Z's is sleep. So the icons will make sense because if you notice we have some special goals that we're going to get that has some icons, except for these two. And then our bonuses will explain the icons as well. But it's also a quick way to look for the rooms you want. So that's kind of what all of those mean. Now, activity rooms have an adjacency points penalty if rooms of certain types are adjacent to them. And I think it shows you on the thing. Yep. Yeah, so if you have, and it should say a -1
It
next
has a
to it.
-2
Yeah, if you have
against the
a
little...
food
Yep.
place or blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's what those mean on the center. Okay,
yeah, you'll
I get
lose
it.
points. The reason why is because if you're
you
having a
don't
big
want to
party,
be sleeping right
Yeah.
next to where
exactly.
things happening.
I got it.
And it says the red brick wall number between the number and the icons indicates that there is a penalty for adjacency. Now, some of them don't have a penalty. Some of them actually have a bonus for adjacency, which is what this shows. This shows 2 points if you're next to an activity room or an outdoors area. And I'm not sure what room this is. The East Tapestry Chamber. So this is kind of like maybe an observatory kind of deal. So it makes sense if you're near kind of like someplace where there's music maybe, or get a good shot of the backyard, you would get bonus points. So when you think about it, the way you're laying out your castle, it is going to be crazy looking, but it's also going to make a little bit of sense because you are going to try to couple some things together to get some bonus points because you want your visitors to be happy when they come and visit you. Or in
Get
Ash's
thrown
case,
into your dungeon.
yeah, just go down there and never leave so they can't say anything bad about you. So that's kind of what that means.
6 and 1 half dozen the other.
Now, and the way to tell your entrances have to be connected to those rooms. So it's not just adjacency. So the way you can tell is it shows like a little door here. It looks kind of like just like an eye, but what that means is if you have something. So if I have this
Connecting.
So,
here, if we'll pretend that's a flat wall for a second. Let's say it's a flat wall and I put this here because I connected it some other way. It's adjacent, but I'm not going to get bonus points because it's not connected to an entrance. However, if I put it there, if I can go from here into this activity room, you're going to get bonus points. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Or in
So
that
it's
case,
entrance
completely
connection.
nullify the negative.
Yeah. So with the negatives, as far as the adjacency, you don't have to have an entrance connecting to that activity room. It's just being next to that activity room is loud enough to drive people nuts. And then there are some downstairs rooms that provide points based on how many rooms of a certain type you have in your whole castle. And so this one, I don't know if has a
That just
bonus.
lets you the stairs. Connecting to the stairs.
Yeah, so that's just telling you it's downstairs. What it'll do is in that room it might say, like it might have an anvil here, and what that means is if you have utility rooms in your whole castle, you get a bonus for having that downstairs room. And that'll make more sense as we start seeing more of those when we kind of pull them out of the thing. Now we score points immediately when we post our rooms. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to score the number of points in the castle shape in the upper left of the room. So each room, if you notice, like this one's worth 3, this one's worth 2, you get those points immediately. Then you're going to add or subtract any points based on the icons in the center of the room. So again, if I place this one, I'm going to get 6 points, but then I might be losing points based on adjacency. Does that make sense? This is where it's similar to Suburbia as far as your connection bonuses. Then you're going to check the rooms that you're connected to, or that are connected to that room that you just placed, and add any points based on the icons in those rooms.
Okay.
So, for example, like in that, if I place that here, I get 6 points. I don't lose anything for this because it's a purple room and it doesn't say it.
Yes,
Oh,
it
yes, I
does.
do.
It does.
Actually, I lose 2 points for that. But I gain 2 points because for some
So it
reason.
would leave you basically
Yeah.
even.
Yeah, so that's
But
loud enough to drive
but
these
the
people
order
nuts.
matters sometimes.
It does. It absolutely does. And then, and then you check for any adjacent activity rooms to the room that you just placed. So, granted, that was an activity room I was using as an example, but you'll check to see if there are any other adjacent activity rooms to the room you just placed to see if you lose points for that. And then you check for any downstairs room and add points for each of your icons. So if I had a downstairs room that said for every activity room I place, I would get points for having an activity room. So you want to...
So like the dungeon, for example, gives you 2 points every time you place a downstairs room. Is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah.
Every time you place stairs.
Nope, because it's in the middle.
That's what that just means.
Oh
it
yeah,
has to be-
yep.
Yeah.
Nope, it's true. Two
Yeah,
points every
there's
time
a
you
little
place
symbol in
another
the corner that
downstairs.
tells what it is too.
Yeah, so this one would do that.
Okay.
Sorry, I see what you're saying.
So every time you add more stairs down.
Nope, every time you add more downstairs rooms.
Every time you add more
Literally
basement.
rooms that are labeled downstairs. Like
Which the downstairs stairs would count as that. So,
Yeah.
but anytime if you happen to have this particular room out.
Do stairs count as downstairs rooms? Because they're
think
kind
so.
of have
They're
little
like one on
Actually,
the
no,
wall.
they're all
Stairs.
corridors.
Oh,
they're all
okay.
like-
Sorry.
So no, they do not count.
But yeah, so anytime you place, like say you placed a dungeon down there, it basically in the middle you'll want to look for the symbols because sometimes you'll have a downstairs room and this symbol might be a fireplace.
Wait, does that?
What?
Sorry, I'm reading it and it's like those are all labeled as corridors.
Yes, these are all corridors.
And it says place a free hallway or stairs.
That's when you
Only one
complete.
When you complete a corridor.
She hasn't got to
Yeah, I
that.
haven't gotten complete
Oh,
bonuses.
okay.
These are complete bonuses.
Right.
They're extra things you get to do.
Right.
So yeah, so you want to do your downstairs last because you might kind of move stuff around or not move stuff around, but and then if you completed one of your rooms, apply the completion reward for those rooms. Now, the game is over immediately after the round in which the deck of room cards has been depleted. There's 44 total. We've already drawn like 7 or 8 of them. 7, actually. If there are more empty spaces than cards on the last turn, the Master Builder draws the remaining cards, gets the rooms for those cards, and shuffles all of the room cards in that game's deck, including the ones just drawn, and draws as many needed for any remaining empty spaces, and then we complete the turn. So you still get to have the full 7. If we have enough tiles, we get to have the full 7. I don't think we would be out of tiles, but we basically complete the last round after that happens. After the last round, points for each of the favor tiles are allocated, and that's what these are, King's Favor tiles, are allocated to the players who qualify. Each player receives 2 points for each room that they have for each depleted stack of rooms. So if we deplete the hundreds, for example, we each get 2 points for every 100 that we have. And then, I don't think we depleted any stacks last time, did we? Yes, we did. That includes hallways and stairs, even if a room from that stack remains below the contract board. So even if it's down here, it's still considered depleted if it's not in the stack.
Okay.
If that makes sense. And then each player in turn order from the current holder of the Master Builder, clockwise, shows their bonus cards and receives the bonus points if they meet the criteria. And you also receive 1 point for every 1,000 money you have left at the end of the game, too. Obviously, the players with the most points wins. In the case of a tie, the player with the largest castle, total square feet, shown on the upper right of each tile wins. So in each tile, if you notice, there's square feet. It's also on the back. That's what these numbers are, is the square footage of each tile. So if you have a hard time reading them, you just flip your tiles over. Now
we have not had that problem.
So here's how we complete rooms and what the room types mean. So we have the living rooms, which are the purple ones. Living rooms are where the king can relax and enjoy the simple pleasures of royalty, like opulent wall hangings and gold embossed furniture. Sorry, I had to read that because it was funny. The completion reward. Well, actually, I probably should explain what the completion is first. To complete a room, what you do, all of the entrances of that room have to connect to entrances of other rooms. Includes hallways. Hallways count as rooms for that. If you complete 2 or more rooms in a single turn, you can decide the order in which to take the completion rewards, because the rewards could have a combination benefit if you complete them the right way. If a room entrance butts up against a wall, that room cannot be completed. So remember how I said if you had to, you could, as long as you met the rule? It doesn't count as completed because it has to be connected to entrances of other rooms.
Makes sense.
In some cases, you may still want to do it. You know,
Sometimes you don't have a choice.
Sometimes you don't have a choice, and sometimes the point value isn't worth it enough to not bump up when bumping up would be a better deal. So that's how you complete. You have to have each entrance connected to the entrance of another type of room, hallway, stairway, anything. Once you do that, you immediately get that completion bonus. You can wait until after you've scored all your other stuff to do your completion scores if you want to, but you would get it that turn and not on a later turn. So with the living rooms, and it tells you here as well, rescore the completed room's points. And so you basically rescore the points for the room, both the upper left and the center icon. So any positives or negatives would happen, again, based on the completion bonus as well.
Makes sense.
So you might take a negative.
Does it activate just the room or the room and all adjacent tiles again?
Just that specific room.
So if it was adjacent to this one, you'd get the 2 bonus for being adjacent here, and you wouldn't lose to 2 because this
Correct.
is adjacent?
That's correct.
So you'd get the extra,
Yes.
2 extra.
Yep.
Okay, that's good.
Because it just says just the upper
Just
left
the
and the
room.
center. So you would do, this
You
one
get the extra three.
and that.
Mhm.
That's it. The activity room, since we were just talking about activity, the completion bonus for that is an additional 5 points. Straight at 5.
Nice and easy.
Yep, sleeping room bonuses is actually a pretty good one. You look through any stack of room tiles, any of them, of one size, and you place 0, 1, or 2 of those room tiles face down on the room card deck. So it goes right there.
So instead of drawing cards, the tiles come out instead.
Correct.
So that's how you prolong the game.
Yep, you can look into the game, and you can also decide. It helps you kind of pick out like what tiles you want to have come out instead of having it random draw. So those selected room tiles are drawn before room cards at the beginning of the next round to fill empty spaces below the contract board in order with the last place room drawn first. If a sleeping room reward is claimed on the last round of the game, when there are no more room cards in the deck, the player claiming the reward places the rooms he chooses on top of the room card discards. Those rooms do not extend the game and will not be put into play. However, they may result in depleting a stack of rooms for the points. So if it's the last round, you can't be like, wait, no, we want to go longer. No, it doesn't work that way. If you actually deplete the deck first, it's still worth doing. Because you can potentially deplete a stack. But otherwise, I wouldn't do it. For outdoor rooms, these little jobbies, the green ones, the completion reward is take 10,000 money from the supply. Yum. Utility rooms, if you complete those, you take 2 bonus cards off the top of the deck, keep one, and place the other face down on the bottom of the deck. With the food rooms, you take another turn immediately, either buy and place another room, hallway, or stairs, or take 5,000 money. This extra turn happens before the next player takes their turn. If you complete corridors, which, dear lord, how the hell?
Well,
I think it actually tells you.
Are considered corridors, so that's
yeah. Well, because there's so many things. I think you have to do you do one on each side is how you do it. Because if you notice, a corridor has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 entrances on one side.
There are multiple types of corridors.
That's true. But I mean,
Right,
but you
those,
can complete
those
if you want to complete
corridors
those.
wouldn't be finished.
Yeah, you just
ever.
have to have one thing on each side.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Is how you do it. And you take either a hallway, regular or downstairs hallway, or stairs, and you place it immediately for no cost. This reward can only be taken once per turn. So if you complete another one when you place, doesn't count. During an extra turn as a result of a food room reward, an additional corridor room reward may be taken if an other corridor room is completed, even if the one taken was during the original player's turn. So if you know how you get the food room one, where you take a whole other turn, it's considered a new turn.
That's why you'd want to complete your corridor room first.
Yep.
And then do
Place
your
it so you complete your food room.
Your food room. And then you complete your other
Yep.
corridor room. All right.
Yes, because that food room turn is considered a whole extra turn. It is considered a separate turn, even though it's you going again. With downstairs rooms, for every 2 completed downstairs rooms, the player gets his choice of any of the other 7 rewards. So you have to complete 2 of them. For the living room reward, you basically pick whatever you want for the other rewards, which is pretty sweet.
I want money. I want another turn.
And then we have the King's Favors, which we're going to talk about real quick. These are scored at the end of the game, and we're going to look and see who has, if you notice, it has points for first, second, third, and fourth. So if you have the most of something, you would get 8 points. If you are the second place person, you get 4, that kind of thing. So we will all potentially score. Everybody's going to score at least 1 point off of each of those. So that's a little bit different from Suburbia, where it's basically whoever gets the most gets it, nobody else does. So what our current rooms are is this one right here is the completed rooms favorite, is based on how many completed rooms you have in your castle. A completed room is, we already know what that is. So if let me see, if this favor appears on any favor space to the right of the incomplete room's favor, which I think we have. So we have to actually redraw this one. Sorry.
You can't have them both out at the same time.
Nope. So pretend I didn't have that one. The other one is the most incomplete rooms.
Or, aka, the most entrances to your house.
That's true.
Come on in, people.
All right.
Most entertainment.
Yup. Okay, so yeah, so the incomplete rooms favor is based on how many incomplete rooms you have in your castle, and we already know what those are. Yeah, so we're good. And then we have the most number of rooms of a specific type, which we've got 2 of those. We've got 3 of them actually. So whoever has the most kind of sleeping rooms, the most activity rooms, and the most utility rooms, that's easy actually. Yeah. That's probably easier based on, and that's really it. I mean, it sounds more complex than it really is. It's a simple game. So what we're gonna do now, real quick, is look at our bonuses and pick one. Oh, I tried this last time and I got screwed. What the heck? I'm gonna try it again.
Yeah, try this one, even though it's probably a bad idea.
Wait till you see mine. You'll be like, "Why did you take that? Are you nuts?"
Unless you win with it.
I came so close. I was like one tile, one needed tile, and Ashley was like, "I think I'm gonna buy this because I don't want to have a whole dungeon." It was the one thing I wanted. Beth knows how that feels because she was not trying to block me. She had no idea what my base was.
Because that's how Ashley plays.
She was just like, "This looks like fun. I really want this," and I was like, "The last activity room."
Legendary. She'll take people's card. She'll take the card that people need to actually get the synergy bonuses for their decks. In the other game, she just completely and totally shut you out of a location for no good reason at all. Actually,
she's not planning it. It's just
it's hysterical. It's absolutely hysterical. I want to
Yeah.
call her the spoiler because basically that's all.
Right?
Like, she just has a tendency to just. She plays however she feels like playing, which is fantastic.
Yeah, she's like, "This looks like it will be fun."
So
And we're all like,
don't do that. So all of us are like, we have plans. Why?
She's like, "You have plans? Why do you do that?"
And that's why Ashley doesn't like playing because her freestyle way of playing, I can manipulate it so much that I drive her crazy.
Yeah.
And then I just screw up all the rules all the time, every time. When explaining, when clarifying, when playing. When playing after explaining and clarifying correctly, I still played incorrectly. I am sorry, everyone. I think I have dementia. I'm getting older. Okay, so let's see. Do I want to rearrange anything?
I don't
know. No, I'm going to actually leave it as it is because, well...
Yeah, I might want to look at your card and see if there's anything you need to change.
I don't need to change anything yet, but depending on what you buy, I might need to next time it comes around. Okay, I'm going to leave them as they are. So beginning with you, you get to buy or not. Thank you.
You want a sleepy room?
You walk in and go to bed. So he gets 3 points immediately.
I am yellow.
You're yellow.
I bought a blue room, yes.
I know.
It's like that test where it's like red, but it's actually blue in color.
Yeah.
You can only buy one thing at once, right?
Yes.
You do the one thing.
That's why it's great being able to combo food rooms.
Yep, you did that a lot
Yes, I did.
last game. I was too busy focusing on my bonus because I really wanted to do it. I'll probably do the same thing this time because I want to see if that bonus is possible. Of course, I should share it because if you remember what the bonus was before, you'll know what I have.
No, it's been too long.
It's been over a year, isn't it, since
Yeah.
we played this game? That's why I had to use the instruction manual because I thought I remembered it, and then I looked at it and I'm like,
When I looked at this long enough, I'm like, I have played this.
"Yep, it was you, me, and Sue,
Yeah.
and Ashley."
But it's been a while.
The downside to having a ton of games and playing Euphoria way too much because it's your favorite game ever.
Because I think
That was my second choice.
I think that's going to be fun to do.
Start out with the outdoors.
Yeah, and then kind of block myself off so I can't
Oh, smart.
go to him.
Yep.
I'm doing the opposite. I'm expanding toward her.
I think I'm gonna do something somewhat awkward.
That's why I have no talk.
right now.
Like-
Can I have to be stuck here, or can I move? Like,
You can move wherever you want.
move that however you want.
We just figured we want to make sure it's on camera,
Right,
so
right,
everybody
right.
can see our.
No,
funky
I'm just trying to
kids.
think spacing wise. I'm gonna
Oh.
do some things.
Yeah, and you can even you can do exactly what you did. You can do that, so it's like a funky.
So I'm gonna do this.
I won't do it to you though because I'll do this way. That way I can branch off that way.
No, it's fine there.
Technically, I can just keep doing this right now since there's nothing else connected. It just
It's true.
So,
But like this will go this way,
once
so
you
that
have
leaves you all this
yeah.
room up here if you need it.
once you have a bigger thing,
We
it's
can
hard to
merge
kind of do
castles,
that.
form an
Do
alliance.
you wanna
do
look
it
at
this
it?
way.
Yeah.
No, I know what I'm buying. I just have
He's
to
trying to figure out how
decide
to fit it.
Spacing.
Well, that's why I was
wise
like, do you
what
want me
I'm
to bring it down over here and then you can
Oh,
look at it
yeah, I
there.
suppose.
It'll be easier to
But
look
no.
at.
So,
Yes, but no.
I think so, but I guess not.
Big room.
All right.
6 points.
Yep.
Did you get your point?
No, that's why I'm.
Just like I would like my
One.
point, please.
Except one.
So
But he was going to be moving.
You
so
got
I could
like
move.
say however many points you get for placing out loud, and then I will move because otherwise I will
outsides
probably
aren't
not
worth
remember.
Outsides aren't worth too much because of the 10,000 bonus completion.
Yeah,
They're
sure.
worth-
Yeah,
Seriously.
It's just money.
That's worth 10 points at the end of the game if you keep it.
Put that in there, please. I'm gonna buy food. I will get 1 point, please.
1 point.
What?
Do you want to go
Wah.
to the kitchen from here, or do you want to go this way?
I do not know.
Yeah. Connect your kitchen to him.
Well, I want to make sure he has enough room, but I also want to make sure that people can see my
I
customers.
didn't even
Go
notice
this way
that.
first.
I apologize.
I'll save the
Wait,
top
I
of my
didn't know
outdoor
that.
stuff.
I just realized I can cut myself off in a direction, which I wanted to do with this. I just didn't notice
That's
it because I assumed that it was oriented.
Oh,
the way
yeah,
the
yeah.
Pictures were, and it's not.
Nope, it's
So-
weird. It's like a big cross. All right, so you already gave me my point. So now that turn is over. So we go here, and first thing you do is you put 1,000 money on each of these. Pull. And then we draw 4 more.
100. 600. 200. 600.
That's a big old room.
Big rooms.
Yup. Now do you want to change the order?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
How do we get more money?
You have to wait
yes,
till
you
you're
have to
done
wait till
master
the
builder,
master
pretty
builder.
much.
Oh,
That's why
right.
you don't want to spend that or pass and
Right.
not build
Yeah,
anything.
if you
Oh, that's
pass,
right.
you get 5,000.
Yeah, if you don't build nothing, you get.
That's right. I pay attention, I swear.
I swear to.
All the time.
I didn't swear a lot until I became a direct marketer, and then like I was corrupted by everyone, and now I swear all the time.
Yeah.
I was good like when I worked at the bank for a while. Like for those many years, I was like, you know, PC lady. But then I got back into like direct marketing, and became a swear, potty mouth person.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was just mean.
Yep. You want the 7 points, you pay through the nose.
I don't want the 7 points, I just want the room.
Pay through the nose.
No, just wait until it's my turn.
Wow, that room
Yeah,
does
yeah.
suck.
What, this one?
Yep.
Yeah, get negative.
Every room.
Basically, you just want to put quarters
I
around
have,
it.
I have a really.
Oh, you can't even do a quarter?
I have a
Dang.
literal specific plan for that room.
Other than other activity rooms, it's only non-negative to that.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yep.
That's why it doesn't have very many
Yeah.
connectors. You can stick some outside stuff next to it, though.
I have one very specific plan
And she completed the outdoors.
I get
She
2
completed
points?
2 of
for
them.
it. 10,000 money.
That's only the one of them doesn't have a connection. So
Yeah, this
Oh,
is a
yeah.
dead end room.
Oh yeah.
so you're
Nice.
10,000 for that
And,
completion.
your bonus
Well, we
card.
want to do her points first.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I get
points
2
is 2
points.
points.
And then I get 2.
Bonuses are good.
Mhm.
We like bonuses. Bonus, bonus.
I think I might go with this one. Is there any limit on the number
Nope.
of these you can have? Okay. Just want to make
Nope,
sure.
there's no hand limit.
Make sure.
The limit is how many times you can complete a utility room.
That was pretty good. What are you going to do? Are you going to buy La Brick Expensive?
I can't. I don't have, nobody has enough money to buy that at
I do.
all. Oh, only you, because you have.
Because you had to build
Because
it.
I, yeah, I literally
Um,
all the money I got from you guys I used to buy the kitchen
Yeah.
or whatever that is. Oh, the anteroom.
Oh. I am actually going to buy stairs.
Ooh, we starting with the dungeon already. I am going to buy.
Wait, which way is which? That the bright should go to the dark, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're going down to the darkness.
And this is a buttery. Alright.
Buttery?
It's a buttery! I'm going to attach a buttery to the anteroom, which will give me 2 points and also will complete that room.
Yep. Which gives you another turn.
Yep. And then for my second turn.
I think it's 2 points.
Yeah, he gave me 2 points. Right?
You get 2 points and then 2 points again for the complete the
Nope.
the bonus.
No.
I get 2 points.
You got 2 points for placing the room, right?
Yep, but I don't get any. I don't get this bonus because that's not a bedroom.
Oh, okay. So just
But I get the bonus for
Turn,
completing, which
yeah.
is an extra turn.
Turn, okay.
If I had put a bedroom here, which there
Well,
wasn't one, then I would have gotten.
I thought someone said you
extra
have
points.
2 points and then 2 extra points. So
Nope,
that
nope,
was-
sorry, nope, an extra action. So, no, how do I want to do this? I'm gonna buy. I think I'm gonna get a corridor, but yes, I am going to buy a corridor, please.
Cool. You know what?
There was an accident on site. I'm gonna do that.
Hello, Chef.
And take another turn.
I am? Oh! Yeah, I am. Then I'm gonna do other things that are cool, I think. I screwed that up. I could have gotten bonus points. I didn't even see that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was dumb. Did not even notice that had a bonus on it. That's okay though. I needed a corridor, I guess. I will buy this thing then. I'll just get 1,000 back.
Now you'll buy it.
I know. Because I didn't notice I had a bonus, I would have done it the other way around.
Yeah.
My bad.
That's fine. That's fine.
Of course it's fine for you.
He's happy with it.
Oh yeah. I'm perfectly happy with it.
He's like, I get my money and you don't get your points. That works.
I
for
got
me."
paid 3 times, so here of course I'm happy.